Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are going through this fasting month of Ramadan in this year, and we are now racing toward the last 10 days of Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, and it's a wonderful Ramadan. We enjoy doing our ibadah, our tarawih, our tahajjud, and all the other prayers to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to receive His grace, mercy, and blessings and goodness in this world and the hereafter. Today I'm going to talk about achievement and success in this world and the hereafter. This is a very important topic because if we look at the Muslim world today, we do not have the achievement or success in this dunya. And as a result of that, we have a very imbalanced view of this dunya. And unfortunately, because of that kind of mindset, we are drawn towards negativity. And we have to change that, because unless we change that, then the ummah will always be dwelling in the negativity of the worldview. And you always hear our ustads, our teachers in the school, in the village, even at the universities, they are bringing a very worldview which is not balanced. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran as well as in the hadith and in dua, we always say, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. So what did Allah tells us to dua to us from Allah? Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah. So we need and to have achievement and success hasanah in this world and also in the hereafter. So we have to change this negativity where you always hear many times over and over again this impinge into the mind of every Muslim child, family, youth, oh, this dunya is for the kafir. This dunya we have to suffer. This dunya is not for the Muslim. This dunya, if we suffer, doesn't matter, we have akhirat. And so on and so on and so on. As a result, every time you go to a religious lecture, you get that input of negativity. So we have lost our balance completely, and I can understand that psychologically, because we are the weakest ummah in this 21st century today. We are the weakest in terms of our capacity in education, in technology, in science, in economic development, in everything, every metrics that you put on for the ummah, we are at the lowest of the scale. So because of that, defensively, the Muslims take a very reactive psychological stand. And that is not right. That's why, inshallah, in our book, Positive Islamic Psychology, we are trying to bring this idea. Positive Islamic Psychology, a transcendent model to achieve what? Peace, happiness, and success in the 21st century for the Ummah and for all humanity. So what we need to do is reduce this idea of always downgrading ourselves. Always infuse in ourselves a sense of confidence. Confidence that we would be an ummah of achievers, an ummah that can bring success for ourselves, our family, our country, and the world. And we must be able to understand this is our role as a Caliph of Allah on this earth. So whenever we hear that kind of lecture, please remind our teachers, our ustaz, be more balanced. Alright? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordained upon us, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah first. Because without a hasanah in this world, we become beggars. And when we become beggars, Rasulullah says, if you are living in deep poverty, you end up being kufur. So we have the ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is open to every creatures on this earth, including the human species, including every child, every family, every Muslim on this earth. So what we need to do is think how we can lead a good life, a happy life, a wonderful life, a prosperous life, and use that as a basis of this hasanah that Allah offered to us. Accept it with gratitude, work hard for it, and inshallah we will have the joy of having a good life. There's nothing wrong striving to have a joyous and good life. There's nothing wrong to have a nice house. There's nothing wrong to have a nice transportation. Not in excess, but a good way of life in which you can have all the facilities for your living, for your health, social conditions, education, and so many things that we need for the ummah. So what is important is that's why we have to become achievers in this world. We must imbue in our mind this dunya is important because it is a gateway to akhirah. So if we use this dunya well, we become the Caliph of Allah, we become the Abdullah of Allah with sincerity. We strive to make ourselves good, to help others to be good, and make the world good, and strive to make ourselves to become achievers in this world. Inshallah, the hereafter will be assured for us, because that is the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what we need to do is now, from now on, try to give a balanced worldview. Don't always say we Muslims must suffer, we must suffer. No, not only Muslims suffer, non-Muslims suffer, everybody suffer. And you can see people suffer at different stages in their life. For example, now if you say the Muslims are suffering, I can tell you that a lot of non-Muslims are suffering. If you go to the West, you go to the developed countries, you see the old people staring into blank space at 60, 70, 80 years old, having no meaning and no purpose in life, only waiting for the day in which they're going to die. That is suffering. They have no vision of the joy of Jannah. They were not imbued with that because somehow the society has molded them to become atheistic. They enjoy their youth, yes, but they are now suffering. And a lot of them commit suicide out of desperation because they see no future, because their health is going down, their mental faculty is going down, and everything is going downward, so they see no hope. Whereas for Muslims, when we are 60, 70, 80, until our last breath, we still have hope because Allah has ordained upon us the joy of Jannah. So, even when we are 60, 70, 80 years old, we can lead a good life, a wonderful life. We can do our prayer, we can do our tahajjud, we can do so many things to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because then we are not bounded by the needs of this world. We are not young trying to earn a living, but we have already, inshallah, have some sort of finances to lead a good life in our golden age, and we can put more time towards ibadah, towards helping the young people, towards doing good work, towards social, helping the society, and so on. So these are very important things. So always remember this dua, and when you implement this dua, always remember that we seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessing on this wonderful day of Friday. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. See you again in the next video.